Yes, no, maybe.
Yes, sir, of course.
So can we have another next screen? Next slide.
Yes, sir. Just a second.
Single use plastic. What are single use plastic? Anyone would like to answer it?
So the polythene bags which we use in our daily life for buying vegetables and many more things.
Okay. Yeah. Uh, Plastic carry bags. Okay. What else?
Plastic which can't be recycled.
Plastic which can't be recycled is not a good definition.
Plastic which cannot be reused.
Plastic which cannot be reused. Yeah, very nice. Perfect one. So here we have some examples in our slide. Can we go to the next slide? So these cups, the ice cream cups, or the pouches in which we get some spices for our kitchen, or the other things. So sachet, all these things are single-use plastic. Yeah. So here we can it also says that single-use plastics are the items made up of plastic which are discarded within minutes to hours to few days of acquiring. In addition, carry bags of various sizes and colors, sachet of milk, buttermilk, etc. Next slide, please. So the styrofoam cutlery. This too is a single-use plastic. This is generally visible at the parties and the street vendors. Yeah, next slide. Go ahead. So this cold drink bottles, the water bottles, straw, these two are single-use plastic, aren't they? What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
They are.
sir.
Yeah, cool. Next slide. So all these items that we get for our, for laundry or for the kitchen items like the salt and masalas, spices, everything that comes in the pouch, all these things are single-use plastic. Next slide. Yeah, the Kurkure, Lays, Oreo, whatever, Maggi, Chowmin, YY. The toothpaste tube in which our toothpaste comes or the ointment comes. Do you think these two are single-use plastic?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because they cannot be refilled. Yes. Next slide. So this is a old data which says like all of us use almost 11 kilograms of plastic every year, and out of that, nearly 50% or more than 50% is single-use plastic. And by 2022, it has become like 20 kgs, from 11 kgs to 20 kgs, and almost like or more than 50%. Then we can say at least 10 kilograms is single-use plastic we are using. Where does it all go? So what do we do with them after use? We say we throw it into a dustbin. All of us. Yes? Do we throw
Yes,
all
sir.
our do we throw all our single-use plastic or the waste just only in dustbins or somewhere else also?
So in public places like railway stations and all.
Yeah, we do that. So, but suppose we say it goes to the dustbin and other places also. From but the question is, where does it goes from dustbin? Is our dustbin a magic box which eats up all our waste, or it is just a transfer point from where it goes to some other place? What happens to it? Can we go to the next
No,
slide? So this is a data of Patna. In Patna, total MSW estimated daily generation of waste is like 220 metric ton per day. And plastic was nearly 57.25 kilograms per metric ton. That is 12,559 kilograms of plastic we are generating every day in Patna. Can we go to the next slide? And out of this 12,595 kilograms of plastic per day, like 65% is single use plastic. That comes to around 8,206 kilograms. Next slide. What happens to these plastics? Next slide. Some are sent to the landfills. This is a landfill of Patna. Some are eaten by cows. I'm sure all of us has witnessed that. And some stay on road, then goes into our drainage system and blocks our drains in the monsoon majorly. And from drains, it goes to the rivers. From rivers, it would go into the ocean. And this is what happens in the ocean. Another thing, what happens in the ocean is the current flows. As we see around us, the air flows around us. Same way, water keeps moving into the ocean. And in this slide, you can see like five different circles. So these are called gyres. So these gyres are the like the circular movement of the water. And whatever plastic that we throw, which makes it way to the ocean, gets into these gyres. And these gyres are huge spaces in the ocean where you will find lots of plastic just hanging around there. Next slide, please.
I think the thing they call it the plastic belt, the official term for that.
Yeah,
I saw some.
it's called GPGP, Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Yeah,
So once it goes into the ocean, what happens? It just stays there, or does it impact the marine ecosystem? Yes, it does. So you can see in the picture here a turtle, and from there it comes back to us. One you can see illustrated in this image that the plastic is broken into small pieces, and the small fishes eat those plastic, then the bigger fish eat those smaller fishes, and lately the bigger fish comes to our plate and then we are eating those fishes. Now some of us would be very happy to say, I don't eat fish, so I'm not eating plastic. How many of you are just thinking about it?
maybe I. I don't in I'm not invested.
Who else? Is there anyone who doesn't eat fish other than Manjeet? If you don't want to speak, I don't know why, but yeah, you can also raise your hand if you feel like. Just to for me to understand that yes, you are listening. This is not a class where I would be giving you lectures and you would just have to listen and make a note. No, don't worry about that. We are just trying to have a conversation. I'm just trying to share the challenges we are facing so we can have a conversation around it. Okay, Sonal, cool. So yeah, anyways, good. Let's go to the next slide and see what is. Anshika says she eat fish. Okay, nice. But there are like other ways through which these plastics are coming back into our body in our food system. There is another way other than fish, and that is salt. All of us eat salt. नमक तो हम तो खाते हैं ना? Yes,
Yes.
be vegetarian or not vegetarian. So, namak, where does it come from? The salt. It comes from the same ocean, which has become our a dump site for the plastics and other waste also. And there, this plastic, because of the ultraviolet radiations and the current of the upper layer of the, sea level, it breaks down into smaller pieces and it becomes a soup with the ocean water. And when we try to dry those water to make salt, these smaller particles get into the, you know, in as a part of the salt. So here the image you can say this is a microscopic photograph. The green dots you can see are the plastic particles, and the white dots you can see they are the salt. Next slide, please. So this is Dr. Jennifer Levers, and she is a marine scientist. She does a research on the marine birds. So we will see what she has figured out. Next slide. So she collects the dead birds and she tries to do a postmortem and see that how much plastic these birds have ingested. Just next slide. I think this is a video. Is there a way we can play? Yeah. There would also be audio. It's not audible.
Sir, I figure out how to attach the audio to video here.
I'm sorry.
How I can attach the video audio of the video?
Actually, this is just I can. There must be a control to see the audio. Are you able to hear it on your device?
Of course.
But we are not able to hear it. Anyways, I'll explain this. So this is. Can you just pause the video? So this is one bird, and she did a postmortem, and she collected all the pieces of plastic, and she counts each pieces. So this bird, it there was 234 pieces. So the man around her, he asked her that, is it any record? Then she said, no, this is not a record, but on an average, she gets like the maximum she has got in a small check was 376 pieces of plastic. And on an average, like 15% of the body mass of this bird is plastic. Suppose if we have to think upon ourselves, And let's take an average weight of all of us, like each of us be 50 kilograms. 15% would be somewhere around 7.5 kilograms. Having 7.5 kilograms of plastic in your stomach, how would you feel? How much food we eat every day? Anyways, we will calculate that just in a moment. Can you just play the video? 6 to 8 kg of plastic in human. Okay, yeah. So
That's it.
around 8 to 10 full size. Yeah. So suppose if you have you already have like 8 or 10 full size pizzas, would you feel hungry to eat anything? No, none of us would. And then, because our stomach is full, but our body needs energy, so still we need to eat. This is what is happening to the marine birds, not only to the marine birds, but also to our cows, whom we see on the street every day. Yeah? Yeah. Can you just move on
Yeah.
to the next slide? So these are the small, small challenges which are happening because of plastic, and the species who doesn't have anything to do with the plastic, they too are suffering with us. So the question is plastic that bad? S- But what do you call it? Manjit, I don't think this is the full presentation. Are you skipping some of the slides?
I don't think so. Wait, let me check.
It's okay. It's okay. So, what is your opinion? We are like 26 people here. What do you think? Is plastic that bad? And what
No,
should
sir,
be
no,
done?
sir.
What it should be done with the plastic? Who is this Redmi Note 8? Can you rename yourself? And I'm waiting for the answer. Achal, would you like to say something on it? Okay. Achal got disconnected. Anjali? Anshika, Kajal, Kaveri, anyone?
What happened? Are they not able to unmute themselves?
Sir, is question is plastic is good or bad?
Absolutely. I think that is what is on the screen.
Yeah,
Can you see what is on the screen? Can you read that?
yeah sir.
What it is written?
तो अगर हम लोग प्लास्टिक को सस्टेनेबिलिटी के साथ यूज करें तो उसे बैड नहीं कह सकते हैं. लाइक
Yeah.
सर प्रॉपर डंपिंग एंड सर रिसाइकल्ड अगर उसे करे तो वो बैड नहीं है, बट सर इन मेनी केसेस वो बैड भी है। लाइक सर वो ग्लोबल वार्मिंग को बढ़ाता है, मेरीन लाइफ सर, जैसे मेरीन लाइफ हम लोग देखे सर कि वो कैसे इफेक्ट करता है, तो सर इज बैड और गुड सर वो कह सकते हैं।
Okay. Anyone else? Thank you, Kaveri.
सर
Zoya?
आई हैव वन वीडियो सर, जैसे आपने सर बताया कि कैसे हम लोग प्लास्टिक को खार मतलब सर फिश उसे ईट करता है, देन सर हम लोग उसे ईट करते हैं तो वो कैसे eat करता है।
Okay.
तो सर मेरे पास उसके अकॉर्डिंग से एक वीडियो है सर, लाइक सर उससे हम लोग अच्छे से अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते हैं, तो सर इफ सर मैं आपको सेंड कर सकती हूँ।
You can send it to Manjeet, and Manjeet can play.
यस सर ओके।
Anyone else wanted to say something?
Why are you not speaking? People
So
who
we
would
can
not be
say,
speaking. Yeah, please. Sorry, Palak, go ahead.
so plastic is basically bad because it contains many chemicals. So when that plastic bags or something which we dispose into water or we just throw it, तो वो चीज एट द एंड हमारे पास ही आता, तो हमारे हेल्थ पे इश्यूज होते, कैंसर्स हो सकते हैं या फिर बहुत सारे हेल्थ इश्यूज क्रिएट हो सकते हैं, तो इट इज बैड।
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
सर प्लास्टिक डिफरेंट सिचुएशन और सर्कमस्टांस पे डिपेंड करते हैं। सर प्लास्टिक लो कॉस्ट मतलब लो कॉस्ट में हम लोग यूज कर सकते हैं, उस बनाने में ज्यादा कॉस्ट नहीं लगता है, तो सर एक तरीके से वो गुड भी है। और बहुत जगह सर्कमस्टांस सिचुएशन ऐसा है जहाँ वो हेल्थ रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम जनरेट करता है, तो वो बैड भी है।
Yeah. Correct. Nice. Anyone else?
So can I?
Please.
So plastic are both good and bad as there are many plastics जो जैसे थर्मोसेटिंग प्लास्टिक्स होते हैं उससे इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट्स बनते हैं, मतलब आई मीन टू से इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट्स यूटेंसिल्स वगैरह बनते हैं। तो वो सारे जो मतलब कि वो लोग बैड कंडक्टर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिसिटी है, जैसे बैकेलाइट जो थर्मोसेटिंग प्लास्टिक है उससे हम लोग यूटेंसिल्स बनाते हैं, और दे आर अ लॉट ऑफ थर्मोसेटिंग प्लास्टिक जिससे हम लोग यूज करके इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट्स बनाते हैं। तो यहाँ पे तो वो एज अ गुड मतलब वो लोग गुड एज अ गुड बिहेव कर रहे हैं। और देयर आर लॉट ऑफ बैड थिंग अबाउट प्लास्टिक की, ग्लोबल वार्मिंग, कैंसर, इवन उन्हें जो फिश वगैरह खा लेते तो हमारे लिए डिसएडवांटेजेस होते हैं। तो वो प्लास्टिक गुड और बैड दोनों है इन डिफरेंट सिचुएशंस।
Okay. I agree. I can't disagree at all. Thank you, Sony. Anyone else would like to share their opinion? Go ahead. Shivang, Utkarsh, Vaishnavi, Sanya, Sadaf, Ritika, anyone? Shilpi? Okay. Anyways, next slide, please. Plastic, for me, I would say plastic is an amazing material because उसको बनाने के लिए इतना समय लगा, इतने लोगों ने इसको मेहनत की. Plastic is also the result of a century of focused human innovation, just like artificial intelligence today. To create such a miraculous thing which enables our modern life. Yeah. So बहुत सारी चीजें जो जैसे अभी सोनी ने बताया कि we are using thermoset plastic and many other kinds of plastics and like LDP and SDP and so many more things in various categories. Just take an example of COVID. Which was the best shield to protect us from COVID? The mask, the sanitizer bottles, or even the shields like we have been using in our hospitals, in our cars, in our offices, plastic sheets, right, to protect us. So yeah, plastic is amazing, and also like suppose the vehicles, the car today we use, interior mostly is made up of plastic, and that is why our vehicles are pretty light. So it would need a smaller engine. At the same time, it would need less fuel to generate similar amount of power what we need. Yes. Now
Yes.
take another example. Suppose if here we are not having a like online conversation, let's just assume that we are sitting in a hall or a classroom where we are, or a meeting room where we are discussing things. I come with a revolver and I shoot one of you with a gun. This is very common example I have been giving all the time. So yeah, people who have already heard this, you can be quiet, and the people who are listening it for the first time, you can answer it. So suppose if I shoot a bullet from my revolver and I kill one of you, then maybe in an hour or so, police would come. So my question is, whom will the police arrest? Me or the revolver or the bullet?
So you.
You, sir. Yes, sir, you.
Why me? The person was shot by the gun
Because the sir
and he,
revolver is fitted by you.
Because you have the authority to
Sir,
kill
Because
you
anyone.
with the revolver and the bullet. सबके साथ.
but why me?
क्योंकि सर रिवॉल्वर को चलाने के लिए कोई इंसान चाहिए और वो इंसान आप थे।
Sir, you took the action.
I took the action, right? Absolutely right. So is revolver a culprit or the bullet is the culprit? No, the culprit is me, the person who did took the action, who used the revolver, right? So when these animals are dying, this marine life is deteriorating because of the plastic. The cows are eating plastic and dying. Who is the culprit? Is it really the plastic or us?
So human beings, us.
Yeah. Next slide, please. Next slide. Yeah, it's the user at mistake and not the product, not the plastic, right? Next slide. And because of our humans' ignorance, plastic is eating up the whole planet. Next slide. I'm sure all of you know this story.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Who would like to narrate it? Anyone would like to narrate this story? No one? Come on. Okay. Uh, then I should narrate it myself. Thank you for not supporting me, all of you. So this is a story of four brothers who used to, keep fighting each other, and the father was pretty worried what to do with these kids. So one day he asked them to bring sticks. Yeah, and they asked, and can we go to the next slide? And he gave one stick to each of them and asked them to break it, and they could break it easily. Next slide, please. And then he collected all those few sticks together and gave it into a bunch. So these kids, they were not able to break it. What does it mean? Unity is strength, right? And what we're doing with our waste, we are mixing all our waste together. Can we go to the next slide? So this is a pretty small example of a waste that is generally generated at our homes. Yeah. We have some organic waste, we have some plastic waste, we have some recyclable waste, we have some paint, we have some bottles, we have some glasses, we have some diapers, and each and everything that goes into the same dustbin. Suppose if there is a broken glass, and if I need to segregate or take out some waste, like organic waste, and make a compost out of it, if I try to do it with my hand, I may get hurt, right? Because of the broken glass.
Yes, sir.
So then we would not be able, and because of that, we would not be able to segregate the waste once it is mixed. So we are making it more powerful, more strong. Yeah. And if we have to manage it, we'll have to make it weaker. Just the same what Britishers did with us, divide and rule. Yeah. Next, divide and conquer waste. Yeah. Next slide. So this is the idea what we have. We came up with this idea somewhere in 2018, and the idea is to put all the plastics into a bottle until unless we figure out a way to get it recycled. So what we want. So yeah, next slide. And if all the single-use plastic waste are stacked in a bottle and then discarded. Next slide. Can find its easy way with informal sector for pickup and then recycling. The rack pickers can collect it and they can sell it. They can get some money and it can be recycled. So it was this idea. This is the office of Bihar State Pollution Control Board Chairman, Mr. Ashok Ghosh. The person in the white shirt on the extreme left is Dr. Ashok Ghosh, and the other side you can see are the student members of Tarumitra, and they came up with the idea and they went to his office and they said that this is what we are trying to do, and he really appreciated the idea. Next slide. This is the office of Patna Municipal Corporation Mayor, Mrs. Sita Sahu, and the same kids, we went there also and we shared what we are trying to do with the plastic. Next slide. So this is a small video. You people can see this video maybe online. It's available on YouTube. Maybe I can share, or anyone can go out to our channel and see it there. Because it's not, we're not able to hear it, so it's not a point that we can keep going through it. Next slide. So these are the interns who made this video. So who can make eco brick? Eco brick can be made by young, old, and everyone in between. Next slide. So these are the students from various schools who come to Tarumitra for camps or weekend camps or summer camps. So these are some students from Holy Cross, Bokaro. They were here in 2019 also, and they helped us with a lot of eco bricks then. Next slide. These are some students from Gujarat. I was there with few schools. This is one of the schools in Kambat, and this is very interesting photograph because just before the lunch, I was having session with these kids, and in a lunch break, I saw these kids in there. Some of the kids who were playing generally, when they had some extra time after their lunch. And these were the few kids. I saw that they were roaming around into their, compound, school compound, and they collected all the plastic together and they're pushing it into the bottle with this just after my session. So it was very touching for me. Next slide. These are the group of students whom I took to Gujarat from Patna. And on the way, these kids, like whatever plastic waste they generated through the journey, they made eco bricks. Next slide. And they didn't use only their waste, they also collected waste from the other people in the bogie. So what to do with all these plastic eco bricks that we were getting? So we thought of making a small hut in a Tarumitra ashram, so we can just make use of it. Next slide. So this was the place where we made a foundation, and then we laid. Some of the students came together to lay, the wall of this eco bricks. Next slide. Next slide. And yeah. Can we? Yeah. So this is once like our wall was like almost a feet and a half tall. We learned that in Patna we have this material recovery facility which collects all the single-use plastic and they're making use of it. They are trying to recycle it and use it in a different ways. So this is in Gardani Bagh, Patna. Next slide. So there are a few women who are segregating some different kinds of plastic. They collect various kinds of plastic. This is a machine where they are compressing those single-use plastic. And these are the cakes, which is actually they melt the single-use plastic and they make it like this cakes. And these cakes are being burnt in cement factories. Next slide. So when we learned about them, we invited them to Tarumitra Ashram and we broke away our wall. Next slide. Yeah. Yeah, this is how we broke away our wall and then we gave it all to this recycling center. Next slide. Next slide. Yeah, we can close the slide now. We'll talk about it later. And yeah. So this is what we have been doing since 2018. It's like 5 years, and we have been giving whatever plastic is being collected in Tarumitra even now by the interns. We give it to those recycling centers. So we ensure that whatever plastic waste we generate, at least that is being recycled rather than going into the stomach of a cow or going and blocking our drains, going into the river or going into the ocean and coming back in our own body. So this was the initial conversation on the single-use plastic, but there are many more challenges. which it is causing, I hope, or I would like all of you to do a small research by yourself. The like the impact of single-use plastic. What are the impacts they are causing? You can do it on a Google. You can use what it is called, GPT, or whatever ways to research it, and maybe make a small paragraph of it and share it with us in a group before day after tomorrow when we have our next meeting.
So
Will that be possible?
yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. So anything anyone would like to say or talk about it now?
Sir, can we share the form link where we take the survey?
Yeah, that could be shared with all of them. Actually, that could have been shared before this presentation, but no worries. We can also share it now. And all of you can share the same survey link among your networks, so we can get more data. Actually, this survey, we are doing this survey since a long time now, and you can help us spread this survey form to other people, so we can get collect more data, so we can come up with some research of our own. Yeah, that would be very nice, Manjit.
Yeah, and that could be a meeting agenda also.
Yeah, and in next meeting we can discuss this, and our like the small the impacts. We can talk about the impacts also in our next meeting,
Mm,
all of us.
Yes.
Anything else to be discussed today other than this, or we can keep or other things on hold for a while and start afresh with this.
Yeah,
Anyways, we will
maybe.
come back to your
Sir, the
other.
link will be shared on group.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
The link can be shared on group, or you can also go to our website, and I think it is available there also.
Yeah, you can go on the footprint.org.in.
So what's our plan for Environment Day?
What's our plan for Environment Day? What shall we do?
Achal have some idea, and I share that paper bag thing. We can do that.
Thing we can do that. We had someone from Soft Moves. Do we have her today in the meeting? The other day, someone said that she was working with Soft Moves.
Yes, sir. I'm working.
Yeah, Sony. Yeah. So you people are also making newspaper bags, right?
Yes, sir.
And what is the all idea? How you do it, what you do, and how it goes to other places?
So we conduct workshop on different schools and places. And after that we aware them about single use plastics. मतलब कि उन लोग को हम लोग disadvantage समझाते हैं, and we told them about the advantages of using paper bags instead of plastic bags, to carry paper bags instead of plastic bag, and we can carry even cotton bags. We can use our cotton bags which was present in our homes, and उसके बाद हम लोग उनको बताते हैं हाउ टू मेक पेपर बैग्स, एंड आफ्टर दैट they came with making a lots of paper bag, and we distribute them amongst a lot of vendors.
बट अभी होली डे है
Yeah.
Summer vacation.
अभी holiday है, summer vacation. Yeah. So what could be done?
And we have only 5 days in environment day.
I think the plan
सर
was
समर कैंप होता है ना, तो इन समर कैंप्स वी कैन डू दिस.
Yeah. But that would be after 5th, I suppose, now.
sorry, sir, what?
But the summer camps are not, I'm not sure it is happening right now.
Yeah, sir.
It was
Time
happening
नहीं है ना.
earlier, but now.
Sir, in Kilkari it is happening.
I'm sorry?
In Kilkari the summer camp is going, sir.
I think Kilkari is a art and crafts institute, right?
Yes, sir.
Maybe they are not school. They always have their classes.
No,
सर आई
actually,
हैव वन आइडिया.
yeah, please go ahead.
सर ये पेपर बैग ये सब बहुत कॉमन आइडिया, सारा एनजीओ यही सब यूज करता है. तो अगर हम लोग ऐसा करें कि इन्वायरमेंट डे पे जैसे जो इन्वायरमेंट से ज्यादा इमोशनली अटैच्ड है और गार्डनिंग अच्छे अच्छे से करते हैं, उनको प्रॉपर फंक्शन पूरा मतलब अच्छे से है पता उनको, तो अगर हम लोग तरुमित्रा में 5 जून को अगर उनको इनवाइट कर दे, अगल बगल जो भी है जो अच्छे से करते हैं, और फिर
Yes.
उनको हम लोग 1 मिनट हम लोग उनको इनवाइट कर दें और फिर उनको हम लोग एक पेपर बैग गिफ्ट करें, क्योंकि अगर पेपर बैग हम लोग बनाकर किसी को भी गिफ्ट करते हैं तो वो लेंगे और फिर घर में जाकर फेंक देंगे. तो ऐसे इंसान को करें ना जो मतलब है, जो इमोशनली अटैच है, जिनको ये सबसे मतलब है. अब ऐसे भी हम और एक प्लांट गिफ्ट कर सकते हैं. फिर कंपोस्टिंग का आइडिया, अगर कोई सीनियर्स आते हैं अगर उनको कंपोस्टिंग का आइडिया कुछ रहता है तो वो हम लोग से शेयर कर सकते हैं कि जैसे किचन वेस्ट ये सब निकलता है तो उसे कैसे फर्टिलाइजर बन सकता है हम गार्डन के लिए.
Okay. But okay, sounds good to me. आगे इसमें कुछ लोग और कुछ बोल रहे थे.
One thing I would like to add कि हम लोग इसमें कमा कर सकते हैं. We can take input from them also. Like if they are people like this, then वो कुछ interview type का उनसे भी दे सकते हैं for our some.
तो ये हम लोग आइडेंटिफाई कैसे करेंगे कि किनको किनको इनवाइट करना है?
सर सब
Yeah, that's
देखेंगे
the
ना
point.
अगल बगल में कि मतलब सबको पता होगा ना कि कौन ज्यादा मतलब ये सब करते हैं. अब यूं ही किसी को भी अगर हम लोग बुला भी नहीं सकते जो जिनको गार्डनिंग करने नहीं आता है, जिनको इन्वायरमेंट से कोई मतलब ही नहीं है, तो ऐसे इंसान को बुलाएंगे. हम लोग देख लेंगे अगल बगल में कि जो प्रॉपर सब कुछ करते हैं, जो इमोशनली अटैच भी है.
हाँ, तो ये कब तक हो पाएगा?
सब मिलकर करे तो हो ही जाएगा.
हाँ, तो सही बात है, सबको मिलके ही करना होगा. तो
But the
कैसे?
problem is कि how will you identify them? There is any process or step that कहाँ मिलेंगे वो कैसे क्या like.
सर आश्रम में भी वर्कर्स होते हैं एंड वी कैन कॉन्टेक्ट टू नर्सरी ऑल्सो.
लेकिन नर्सरी में क्या, जो वहाँ पे गार्डनर होते हैं उनको?
यस सर.
लेकिन
I think
गार्डनर
they
को
are
तो
work.
गारमेंट से मतलब नहीं होता है.
Yeah, they do their duty because they paid for that.
That is their livelihood, no?
Yeah.
The idea is nice, but we'll have to identify people. किनको इनवाइट करेंगे? Anyways, what we can do? तो देखिए ये all of us should take this responsibility. किसी एक ने बता दिया तो बस उसी की responsibility नहीं होनी चाहिए. This is just an idea. एक अभी आया है. इसमें बाकी लोग अगर अपना input देंगे तो maybe we can enhance this idea in a better way.
I guess paper bag is idea.
पेपर बैग आइडिया है, लेकिन वो बनाने के लिए लोग नहीं ना आपके पास।
So we all can create like 2 or 3 bags. So I guess हो
यस
जाएगा
वो
ज्यादा।
इजी है, वो 2-3 सारे लोग कर सकते हैं। लाइक सर मैंने मंजीत को वीडियो भी भेजा था इजी टिप्स के।
लेकिन तू
Share it
2-3
on the
बैग बना
group.
के क्या फायदा होगा? मान लीजिए 3-3 बैग बनाते हैं, वी आर 30 पीपल, 100 बैग्स, व्हाट इम्पैक्ट विल इट हैव? जहां पे हजारों हजार की संख्या में हर रोज प्लास्टिक यूज हो रहा है, वहां पे हम 100 बैग्स ला करके क्या चेंज ले आएंगे? पटना के किसी एक इलाके की ही बात कर ले, पूरे पटना की भी बात नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो किसी एक इलाके की भी, अगर कॉलोनी की भी बात कर रहे हैं, तो वहाँ पे हजारों लोग दुकान जाते हैं हर रोज, और हर लोग एक प्लास्टिक बैग कम से कम लेकर आते हैं। तो
So
अगर,
can we collaborate with other NGOs like Bhumi?
या व्हाई नॉट? लेकिन अब तो उनके पास भी अगर होगा तो वो भी कितना कर पाएंगे, और हमारे पास उसके लिए अब
सर
समय
हमारे
भी नहीं।
छोटे छोटे कंट्रीब्यूशन से ये बहुत आगे जा सकता है इफ पॉसिबल।
तो डू यू मीन टू से कि आप हमेशा, मतलब कि वीक, हम लोग हमेशा प्रोवाइड करते रहेंगे ये पेपर बैग्स?
सर प्रोवाइड नहीं करेंगे लेकिन लोग के बीच अवेयरनेस तो आएगा।
ये तो बहुत बार हो चुका है ना, तो इससे क्या अवेयरनेस आ गया अभी तक?
आप में से यहाँ पे हम लोग कितने लोग हैं अभी? 24 लोग हैं। हम में से 24
24।
लोग में से 24 में से 24 अवेयर हैं। अवेयर होने के बाद क्या हम अपने सॉरी अपने आप में बदलाव ला पा रहे हैं क्या? अवेयरनेस होना ही बड़ी चीज नहीं है ना। एवरीबडी इज अवेयर। आप किसी से पूछ लीजिए, प्लास्टिक इज गुड और बैड, पीपल विल से बैड। इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए कि नहीं करना चाहिए? नहीं करना चाहिए, बट स्टिल देयर। गवर्नमेंट ने इसको बैन भी किया, बट इट्स स्टिल अवेलेबल इन द मार्केट। नो वरीज, टेक योर टाइम टू थिंक। मे बी कल दोपहर तक आप लोग अपने अपने आइडियाज ग्रुप में शेयर कीजिए, एंड वी विल सी। यस,
Yes, sir.
कूल। Shall we call it a night then?
यस सर, गुड नाइट सर।
Yeah, good night.
गुड नाइट सर।